Certainly. Here's a story-driven narrative version based on Stoic philosophy, focusing on maintaining calm in real-life situations and dealing with people. Raj sat at his desk, his fingers hovering over the keyboard, but no words came. His mind was racing with deadlines, his phone was buzzing incessantly, and the hum of the office felt like a distant echo compared to the chaos inside his head. It had been another grueling day at work, one of many. His boss, Sandeep, had thrown yet another unrealistic expectation on his shoulders. And this time, it was different. He had never felt so overwhelmed, so out of control. The email from Sandeep had come in just an hour ago. Raj, I need that report by 3 p.m. today. It's crucial. Make it happen. The urgency of the message screamed at him, but his body was drained. Raj had never been one to show it, but inside, the pressure was suffocating. The report would take at least a day's work, not a few hours, but arguing with Sandeep wasn't an option, not again. Raj had learned that much the hard way. He ran a hand through his hair and leaned back in his chair, trying to calm himself, but it felt impossible. The constant buzzing of his phone added to the noise in his mind. Just as he was about to open his email and start typing furiously, a notification appeared from his wife, Priya. The message was simple, but hit him like a ton of bricks. Raj, Ahmed is asking for you. You've been so caught up in work. Please, can you come home early today? He stared at the message, guilt gnawing at his insides. He hadn't seen his son in days. Between work, his constant exhaustion, and his growing frustration with everything around him, he had failed as a father. He felt torn between the demands of his job and his family. Priya's words hung in the air, heavier than any email, any report, or even Sandeep's never-ending demands. In that moment, Raj felt a pang of helplessness. He didn't know what to do anymore. He couldn't keep juggling everything. He was drowning in the chaos of life, and no matter how hard he tried, it seemed like he was always one step behind. Raj, are you okay? A voice broke through his thoughts. It was Vikram, an old friend from college who had just walked into the office for a quick visit. Raj looked up, startled and forced to smile. Yeah, just a little stressed. Work and all. Vikram sat down across from him, his brow furrowed with concern. You don't look okay. I can see it in your eyes. You got that look, the one you used to have in college when you were about to snap. Raj sighed. I'm just overwhelmed. Everything's falling apart. Work's a mess. Family's a mess. I don't know how much longer I can keep this up. Vikram leaned back in his chair, his gaze steady. I get it, Raj. But you don't have to keep living this way. There's a way out. Raj raised an eyebrow. A way out? What do you mean? Vikram's eyes twinkled and a small smile tugged at the corners of his lips. You remember how we used to talk about philosophy in college, right? Well, I've found something that's been life-changing for me. It's called Stoicism. Stoicism, Raj repeated, unfamiliar with the term. That sounds like some ancient philosophy. I don't think I have time for that right now. Vikram chuckled. I get it. But it's not just old ideas. Stoicism is about finding peace and strength in the middle of chaos. It teaches you how to deal with life's challenges without getting overwhelmed. It's about realizing that we can't control what happens around us, but we can control how we respond. Raj sat up, intrigued despite himself. How does that work? Vikram leaned forward. Well, let me tell you something simple. You can't control what other people do or the things that happen in your life. You can't stop your boss from demanding impossible deadlines. And you can't stop Priya from needing your attention at home. But what you can control, what you can always control, is how you react to those things. Raj stared at him, still processing the idea. I don't know, Vikram. It feels like everything is out of my control. Every day's a new crisis. Vikram nodded. I get it, I've been there, but that's the beauty of Stoicism. It teaches you to focus only on what's in your control. You can't change the world, Raj, but you can change how you see it. You can change how you respond. The idea settled in Raj's mind like a seed. It was simple, yet profound. Vikram's words echoed in his thoughts. You can't change the world, but you can change how you see it. Raj wasn't sure how it would work, but something about it felt right. The next day, Raj found himself in another high-pressure situation. Sandeep, as expected, had thrown him another curveball, demanding the impossible. The report needed to be ready in a few hours, and Raj could feel the anxiety creeping in again. But this time, he remembered what Vikram had said. Instead of panicking, Raj took a deep breath. He focused on what he could control. He could focus on the task at hand, break it down into manageable steps, and take things one at a time. He couldn't control Sandeep's demands, but he could control how he approached the work. Raj started typing, his mind clear and focused. Later that day, at home, Raj was still calm. Priya noticed the difference. She had expected him to be frazzled, rushing through dinner, distracted by work. But instead, Raj was present. He listened to Amit, helped him with his homework, and even played a game with him before bed. The next time he faced a stressful situation, it was with his colleagues. A disagreement had escalated quickly during a meeting, and Raj could feel the tension rising. His initial instinct was to snap back, to fight fire with fire. But instead he paused. He remembered the Stoic teachings Vikram had shared. Reacting with anger will only add fuel to the fire. I can choose to stay calm and respond with reason. Raj spoke slowly, carefully, and with empathy. The tension in the room began to ease. His colleagues, surprised by his calmness, started listening to him instead of shouting over him. They resolved the issue with a level of professionalism that Raj had never seen before. Days turned into weeks, and Raj found himself applying Stoicism in almost every aspect of his life. He started to focus on the things he could control, his thoughts, his actions, and his reactions. The external world continued to throw challenges his way, but Raj no longer felt like he was drowning. He had learned to navigate the chaos with calmness. One day, as he sat in his office, staring out the window, Raj thought back to that conversation with Vikram. He had come a long way since then. His work had improved, his relationships had deepened, and most importantly, he had found peace within himself. He had learned what Marcus Aurelius had taught. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. And Raj had chosen to fill his mind with calm, with reason, and with gratitude. And so the chaos of life continued, but Raj faced it with a new perspective, a stoic perspective. He knew that no matter what happened, he could always control his response. The journey wasn't easy, and there were still days when the pressure would try to overwhelm him, but Raj now had the tools to face it all with calmness and courage. This story illustrates how Stoic principles can be applied in real life to maintain calmness and deal with challenging people and situations. The message is simple yet profound. We cannot control the outside world, but we can control how we respond to it. Through Raj's journey, we see the transformative power of Stoicism in everyday life.